What is up, guys? Back at you once again. It is ya boy, Chin, that freaking Mark. If you didn't know, there was a Smackdown live tonight, and it freaking happened. Let's bust some nuts about it. So, I gotta be real with you guys right off the bat here. It does bother me that we always have to start our wrestling shows with promos. That is bad enough, but don't ever start again with just recaps after recaps after recaps. For shame, WWE. That was almost the dick move right off the bat. Almost, but we'll get around to that, won't we? Actually getting into the show here, AJ Styles is going to be kicking things off with a promo, just talking about how he has figured Brock Lesnar out, and he's pretty much ready for him. And as he's cutting this promo, Heyman thinks he can just kind of waltz his way on in through the audience, starts yelling at Mike Rome to give him a microphone, and he's just like, "Mac, give me a Mac, Mac." Heyman and AJ go back and forth for a little bit. Heyman's talking about how it's an honor to go up against the second greatest WWE superstar in all of WWE history. Of course, Brock Lesnar being the first, right? Yeah, whatever. I'm not about that one. But Daniel Bryan comes out in the mix of all this because at some point his name was being tossed back and forth and he did not really appreciate that. And he's like, "Here's the deal, bud. If you're going to be dropping my name, don't go dropping my name because I don't appreciate when you do that. And in fact, it makes me a little pissy." And AJ Styles is just like, "Daniel Bryan." And punched him in the face just like he said he was gonna. And then right after that, we go backstage and it was just really loud. Everyone is yelling all over the place. And somehow in the midst of that, I managed to hear Shane McMahon make a match for later tonight, that being AJ Styles versus D Brizzle for a WWE Championship. We then have ourselves the first matchup for the night being Jeff Hardy versus Andrade Cien Almas in what was a pretty sweet match. Pretty quick match, but a pretty sweet match. I would have to say such a thing. Now, here's the deal, bud. I love Jeff Hardy. When I was a child, Jeff Hardy was my favorite wrestler. So, again, I will always love Jeff Hardy. Andrade Cien Almas is awesome. Love both wrestlers in this scenario. But there's one thing. Even though I love Andrade Cien Almas, when he does his little thing where he hangs out in the ropes and he's like, "Hey," and then Zelina Vega comes in and she's like, "Hey," that's cool and all, but logically I've always just been like, why doesn't somebody just kick him out of the ropes? And guess what Jeff Hardy did? My man came through and just kicked Andrade Cien all throughout those ropes and was just not having it. Thank you, Jeff Hardy. Again, love both of you guys. Nothing against you, Andrade, but logically speaking, I couldn't have been more happy to see Jeff Hardy kick Andrade Cien out of those ropes. That wasn't the whole match, by the way. The match progressed as it does. Zelina Vega yells at Andrade to do things better, as she does. And then, not too long after that, we get ourselves a jazzy little finisher. What kind of finisher, Chin? A mother freaking swanton bomb. Swanton bomb kind of finisher. That's what kind of finisher. Side note, Jeff Hardy also has the dopest new shirt. Oh my Lanta. After the match is done, we cut backstage, and it's The Miz and Paige hanging out watching things, and The Miz is like, Jeff Hardy's actions here were pretty impressive, so you know what I'm thinking? He's gonna have to take over Daniel Bryan's position, because apparently Daniel Bryan got kicked off of the SmackDown Survivor Series team because of dickish actions, if I had to guess. But you know what? Jeff Hardy got on the team, and that's not too bad. And since that leaves The Miz as co-captain, he feels, the urge to plug his new movie, and for two, to be a dick to Rey Mysterio. He's like, no. Daniel Bryan was all about you, so I don't want any of that Daniel Bryan stank all up on my team, alright? So get the hell on out of here. Paige is just like, whoa, dude, not really about that. If you want to do that, you're gonna have to beat Rey Mysterio. More like it right there. F you, Miz. Don't go being a dick like that. then have ourselves the match between The Miz and Rey Mysterio in what was a pretty good match between the two. Miz is getting some pretty good defensive knees in. The first one was like when Rey goes to do his little outside sliding thing under the bottom rope. Yep, knees just totally cuts that off. Gets to one later in the match there, but before we get to that second set of knees, we got some back and forth. Mysterio hits a 619, and then he goes for a splash. That second set of knees comes into play there. Miz just kind of gets it and then turns that into a roll-up, which is a failed attempt. Kind of sits there for a minute and is just like, oh damn, that didn't work out. And that was a bad decision because Mysterio just kind of grabs him, flips him over real quick. 1, 2, 3. You're done. You're done, skis. What were you doing? You look silly now, Miz, because you lost in such an easy fashion. But hey, your new movie's out, right? So, Marine 6. I'm sure people are gonna watch it, just like they're gonna watch my videos. After the match is over, we have a very bitter Randy Orton coming in and attempting to do the only move he knows, an RKO on Mysterio, but he fails because Mysterio's too quick for that. And then, since The Miz was the closest thing that he bumped into, he got the RKO instead. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you know what? Even though those were some pretty dickish moves from Randy Orton, he's not gonna get the dick move this week. But you know who is? You, WWE, you're getting the f***ing dick move this week. And you know why? Because you made me sit through a goddamn promotion for some stupid ass f***ing country show that I could give 2 f***s less of a shit about. No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I love Impact. Impact is getting a lot better, but one thing that makes me feel like it's really cheesy sometimes is when they just like, oh, hey man, you know what's even better than that? Titanic, which is also going to be playing on Pop Network later tonight. I know there's branding and blah blah blah. I'm a selfish dick and I don't care about that. Quit talking about TV shows that aren't wrestling on the graps. Following that, we have Paige in the ring introducing all of the women on the SmackDown roster, coming out being like, yo, so Becky broke her face last night, suffered a bit of a concussion, so she's definitely not going to be cleared on Sunday, which is a f***ing boner killer. Let me tell you what, that match was going to be the dopest women's match I've ever seen since Charlotte and Becky, not so long ago there at Evolution, which, oh my god, I might have to go back and watch that now that I'm just talking about it, because that match was epic. Either way, a replacement needs to be made. She goes through everyone who's standing in the ring. Asuka gets the biggest pop, because I want to see Asuka versus Ronda Rousey make it happen, WWE. But you know who she goes to? Her old trusty companion, Charlotte Flair. And she's just like, go. Take her arm like I was going to do, since I can't do that right now, or am not being allowed to do that. Do this. And then she gave her the most heelish hug I've ever seen. It's just like, okay, I love you. It's gonna be a good match. Charlotte Flair is a boss, and she was proving it with her little, stone cold glare. That was a game face if I've ever seen one. We then have the Bar and Big Show versus the New Day. Right off the bat, the New Day is running a unicorn stampede and then some on Sheamus. They are just going at him from every direction. It was getting a bit ridiculous, but then the Big Show gets tagged in at some point and just starts slapping the hell out of Xavier, so, you know, things got taken care of. And by the way, this match was refereed by the worst ref in the world. Get some goddamn order going, bro. Seriously, like, there was just a point in there where, like, everyone was running in and out, and he's just standing over there, like, oh, I don't know what to do with my hands right now. Either way, Big Show, mid-air knockout punches Kofi for the win. New Day loses. Oh. The Usos are backstage, getting everyone together for the SmackDown Team of Teams coming up for Survivor Series in a very, very cinematic way here. They just like hand the colognes their Smackdown shirt, just being like, hell yeah, brothers, we're gonna have you be on our team. And speaking of brothers, we then have ourselves some good brothers. Hell yeah, brothers. Let's get some more Gallows and Anderson, by the way. Can we get them booked a little better? And then also, speaking of booking people better, Sanity. Yes, let's see some more Sanity. Right after we have that established, we have a borderline like High School Musical Grease-esque lineup where like everyone gets behind the Usos, and I seriously expected them to just be like main event for the evening next up here in that match that was yelled very loudly earlier in the night. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. And I'll be real with you guys, I didn't really take too many notes because I was watching a good wrestling match. But one thing I couldn't help but take away from this whole experience was Lil Nate getting knocked aside, so we have ourselves a classic referee distraction, and then Daniel Bryan just murdering AJ Styles' balls to win the WWE Championship. Who the fuck saw that one coming? And then after that, Daniel Bryan beats the out of... he beats AJ Styles down. We have ourselves a heel Daniel Bryan WWE Championship. No, he's not a championship. He's a champion. That was an awesome ending to SmackDown. I didn't see that coming at all. And there was no Raw invasion with all the bitch-ass security on the outside, thank God. And that is going to do it for this here nut show being busted once again. It has been yo boy Chin, that freaking Mark. That was an episode of Smackdown leading into Survivor Series this coming Sunday. That looks like it's going to be a pretty fun show. By the way, there's going to be a War Games the night before. Oh my Lanta, I cannot wait.